welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
It's basketball out in Oklahoma City, Chesapeake Energy Arena to be exact. We'll see the Thunder go up against the Memphis Grizzlies. Well, for the Grizzlies, both players and coaches have talked about the importance of a fast start. They don't want to play catch-up in the standings. Tonight, they'll try to overcome that first hurdle in achieving their goals for this year. And here we are, game one of the new season. Kenny, every team coming in with a clean slate.
Yeah, because whatever you had troubles in last year, that doesn't matter. This is a new year. Be optimistic until proven otherwise.
I'm just looking forward to spending another year with you guys as family. And Ernie, you're looking 10 years younger.
Thank you so much. I'm feeling 10 years younger as well, Sean.
It's all exercise, isn't it?
And you're looking like, what are you? You're down to what, 275?
No, 575.
575.
Lost 15 pounds.
Yeah.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Kenny?
I grew some hair.
Did you? Yeah, you did.
That's a wig.
All right. You all still there? Good. We'll
miss
see you later.
Guys too.
And a glimpse inside the locker room. Players' final few moments to prepare for the game and the task ahead. A view of I-40 in Chesapeake Energy Arena, taken from the Skydance Bridge, and nothing.
Well, the Oklahoma...
And they bring that physicality. Thank you, David. And the starting group for the Grizzlies. Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. Brooks the 2 with Crowder the 3. And it's Morant in at the point guard. And for the Thunder, Noel is out there with Gallinari. Then there's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Then it's Chris Paul. And it's Ferguson in at the 3, the small forward. Crowder goes in, and that one drops. And this is what we've been waiting for all summer long, all off-season long. After many months, Doris, basketball is finally back.
And what's incredible, Kevin, is the NBA's popularity just continues to grow. There's worldwide enthusiasm. The NBA players represent the league so well, and my goodness gracious, can they play some basketball?
Interesting how now the league, Doris, is commanding the calendar all year round. It used to be such a seasonal game. Now it's 365 days a year.
So many storylines throughout the course of the summer. Who's playing where and with whom?
Sometimes you just wonder, how did Morant see that guy? The vision is special.
A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Here's Paul. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Nice D from Brooks. Top of the key, Morant. Valanciunas against Noel. They get it again, and it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
Well, I think, Kevin, this is something Jonas Valanciunas has hung his hat on, his ability to consistently get to the offensive window. Nicely done.
Paul outside. Back to Noel. Over Valanciunas. And that one's good. Noel.
And honestly, you hope for more of this from Nerlens Noel moving forward. This guy must develop his interior game.
Now Morant, coming off a solid outing against Charlotte. And there's the pass to Jackson. 6 to shoot. And it's Noel with the rebound.
Well, certainly not the best defensive effort, but this guy can't make them pay for their laziness.
Gallinari finds Paul. Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander, defended by Crowder. Scooped up. And the rejection by Jackson. Outside Crowder. Dishes it to Morant. Back to Crowder. There's the 3. No good there. And it's Oklahoma City the other way. Here's Ferguson. Pass to Noel. Now here's Paul. Gallinari on the wing from downtown. Hey, Crowder pulls it in. Now here's Brooks. Tight defense on him. Pass to Morant. Paul with the steal. Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He's guarded closely. Here's Noel. Pass to Ferguson. And here is Paul. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And Noel kicks to Gilgeous-Alexander. The Thunder with another miss.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
Off the inbound. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Grizzlies have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Crowder, the pass to Morant. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's his first foul. On the wing, Jackson. Gallinari covering. Clock at 6. Now here's Morant, defended by Paul. And it's Morant missing.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line.
Ferguson's shot is good.
And the future Hall of Famer loves to dish the rock. Paul has a pass-first mentality. He makes everyone around him better.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis.
And the first few seasons in the NBA, not an easy time for Terrence Ferguson. The young wings have their ups and downs, but the franchise still very much believes in his talent.
Here's Morant. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Now the pass to Jackson. Inside, here's Valanciunas. Off the mark, and the drought continues. And with Ferguson, the fans can be hard on him. They're expecting more. But, Greg, it's going to take time for him.
You know, Ferguson has already made big strides with his defense. The shot and consistency will come, but the fans will have to be patient with him. And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Well, it was the Oklahoma City Thunder in their last game, a loss to the Pacers in Indiana. And the 3 off target. And so it's Crowder with it. He'll bring it up for Memphis. They trail by 1. Knocked loose. Gallinari against Jackson. And it's Noel with the rebound. After 2 misses to start the game, he's on the board with that shot made. Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. Paul passes to Gallinari. 3-pointer. After 2 misses to start the game, he's on the board with that shot made.
Reason number 1, CP3 is out there, making strong passes, keeping the offense flowing.
Here's Morant. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That one on Gallinari.
And purely from a physical standpoint, John Morant has it all. The height, the long arms, the frame to put on more weight. And few players are more explosive athletically.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Diallo, he's checked in for Terrence Ferguson. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Chris Paul. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Thunder will retain possession. Now we'd like to take this moment to show you the teams that a year ago made a trademark of scoring points off turnovers. Second, the Thunder.
And this team, in terms of scoring off of turnovers, that became the identity. I mean, they really look to disrupt and cause problems defensively. And boy, do they take advantage on the other end.
Let's give some credit to the defense for how they're guarding this guy right now, because they're refusing to let him get comfortable.
Valanciunas with the ball, now guarded by Noel. And with Morant, you not only get the physical attributes, Greg, you get the mental toughness and awareness.
Yeah, this kid loves to compete. The bigger the game, the bigger he plays. I think we're looking at a potential all-NBA performer when it's all said and done.
And it's Gallinari missing.
Boy, what a nightmare quarter for this guy. He's playing right into the hands of the defense at this point.
Kicks to Morant. Passes it to Jackson. Shoots over Schroeder. And the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
High-level passer. Even for a point guard, Morant shows the imagination.
Some changes for Memphis. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Clark comes in for Jay Crowder. And Jones subbed in for Morant.
And this kid, Ja Morant, came out of nowhere, under-recruited in high school, showed some promise in that first year of college, but boy, did he blow up.
Jones in the post. He's guarded by Schroeder.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Pass to Muscala. 6 on the shot clock. Gallinari outside. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Now it's a 3-point Oklahoma City lead. And Morant really impacts the game in every area.
It's incredible, Kevin. He gives you the points, the assists, the rebounds. But then you look at the box score and you also see a block, a couple steals. And I like that he shoots a high percentage at the line.
Jackson gets the bucket.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there, no box out.
And to me, Greg, this is a common theme that's running through the league right now. Guys looking to leak out rather than box out.
Gallinari surveying the D. And it's Schroeder in the corner. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. Offensive rebound. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
This guy has quality wingspan for his size. Dennis Schroeder can adapt and adjust to defensive pressure.
Greg, last season, Dennis Schroeder transitioning to more of a six-man role with the Thunder.
And for his first go at that role, I thought Schroeder looked really good. He's always been able to score and create, and coming off the bench might be the best spot for him.
Pass to Gallinari. There's the pass to Muscala. Back to Gallinari. Over Clark. And it's Gallinari missing.
I'll tell you, he's trying to help them extend this lead, but it's been a tough night for him individually.
And the dunk by Jackson.
Absolutely the prettiest play in basketball, executed to perfection.
I don't think you'd get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop. Gallinari outside. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. 9 points for Gallinari.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
We've got 1:48 left here in the opening quarter. Jackson kicks to Clark. Shot clock at 6. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Gallinari dishes to Schroeder. Beasley passes to Gallinari. And it's blocked.
Well, this is where measurements don't tell the whole story. Clark is a tremendous shot blocker despite having an average wingspan.
Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Yeah, and you look at the lead changes, 6 already.
Gallinari outside. And it's Gallinari again missing. Memphis leading. Some firepower from this offense tonight.
Yeah, they got a nice groove going right now offensively.
Passes it to Clark. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
I don't think there's any question, Greg. There are so many rules that favor the offense these days. You've got to be able to equal things out when an illegal screen is set.
The Grizzlies making a switch here. Melton's checked in. Muscala finds Schroeder. No good with the triple. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Outside, Jones. We've got 13 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. With some arc, and it's good on the way in. And now a 3-point Grizzly lead.
Well, instead of forcing it all the way to the cup, he just goes with that little teardrop.
We'll get right back to the action when we return. Chris Ball talks about the matchups he faces at the point guard.
The toughest position in the NBA night in and night out is the point guard position. You know, every night you look at the board, the coach is pretty much going to say, their team goes as such and such goes. You know what I mean? So that's the toughest part, and that's probably the funnest part, too, because it's competition.
And CP3, one of the most competitive players in the game.
It's an obsession with him, and you can see how hard he gets after it every time he takes the court.
And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And for Memphis guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
Yeah, I think they wanted to come out of the gate strong, and they have. They've taken the early lead here.
So on the floor to begin things for Memphis here in the second quarter. Anderson and Jackson inside. Then it's Jones, and it's Melton in at the shooting guard position.
He started the game scorching the nets from deep. 3 triples in the first period, but none here in the second.
And for the Thunder, a lot of the assistant coaches leaving this past summer. Greg, how much of a concern is that for head coach Billy Donovan?
Possibly a sign that Donovan could be on the hot seat in OKC. I mean, 3 consecutive first-round exits. Donovan on the final year of his deal. The clock is definitely ticking.
Anderson outside. Nice follow through on the fadeaway. Anderson's got the lead up to 5 now for the Grizzlies. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Her passes to Gallinari. Pass to Baisley. Over Anderson. Anderson with the block. They recover it. Another block. Here's Clark. Gallinari covering and finished off by Anderson.
And guys, we talk all the time about making the extra pass. Clark there proving how important that concept is.
The drive by Schroeder. Lays it up off the glass. Schroeder's got 4 points in the quarter. And the Grizzlies leading by 5. Jones kicks to Clark. He gets that one. Clark's got 8.
You got to know, this is Clark's skill set at this stage of his career. He takes quality shots when he's inside.
And first timer of the game called for Oklahoma City. The Grizzlies coaching search took 2 months. They finally settled on Taylor Jenkins, a former assistant coach with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Jenkins, with an economics degree from Penn, fits the young academic profile of this Memphis front office. Worked for the Spurs 6 years as an assistant under Mike Budenholzer, who was the coach of the year in 2019. That pedigree helped him get the job.
Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Baisley passes to Paul. Grizzlies with the rebound and going against Oklahoma City, their first meeting of the year. Out to the right wing. Some nice passing there by Memphis. Melton, no good. Thunder trailing by 7. Paul goes in, finally gets one to fall. He's now 1 for 5 with his first make.
Wow, look at the way the big man Noel set up his guys, puts the pass in the perfect position, easy shot.
Pass to Melton. Feeds it to Valanciunas. And stolen by Noel. Here's Baisley. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got 3 assists now in this one.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Going right to the rim, which is where you want transition opportunities to end.
Crowder with it. With the fadeaway. Count it. His second make in 4 attempts.
Boy, you cannot leave him alone like that. Good form on the fadeaway jumper.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He's covered closely. Noel dishes to Paul. Off target from outside.
I'll tell you, no matter what he does, he can't find his rhythm, and you get the sense he's starting to press a little bit.
Now, here's Morant. Gilgeous-Alexander covering. 6 to shoot. Here's Melton. Sinks the three-pointer. And now it's an 8-point Grizzly lead.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
And Noel kicks to Gilgeous-Alexander. Back to Noel. Uncovered. Here's Baisley. Nice feed from Valanciunas.
And you know, you can't impact a shot that close any better than he did on that possession.
Boy, whether he blocks it or simply alters it, the result is pretty much the same.
To the paint, it's stolen by Valanciunas. Here's Melton. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
I think DeAnthony Melton deserves a ton of credit. Point guard is probably the toughest position in the league. And you couple that with the fact that this guy played in the West, he more than held his own.
Oh, that's a major league throwdown.
Keeps a tight grip on that rim, too, after the finish. Now, Morant. Over Paul. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Valanciunas. Let's give a look now at the 2K leaderboard to see who led the league in assists last year. Third is Chris Paul.
Very few guys pass the ball better than he did. I mean, he didn't just have eyes in the back of his head. It's almost as if he had them on both sides, too.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Defense is right there. The shot by Baisley, no good. And although Melton may not have proven he deserves a starting role, of course, he did show his value as a player.
I think what Melton showed is that he has the ability to stay composed and play quality defense, even as a backup option at the point. That's all you can ask for. You want him to earn rotation minutes, and he did.
And so it's Crowder with it. He'll bring it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. From outside the arc, sinks the triple. 5 points in the game.
Such a boost to this offense when this guy can knock down uncontested threes.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Ferguson, the pass to Paul. Here's Baisley. The Grizzlies pull it in. Crowder's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Here's Morant. Here's Valanciunas, fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
Shot's good.
What I love about Jonas Valanciunas is this guy will battle for every basketball. He may have been a little more timid when he came into the league, but those days are long gone.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
Where was the defense? No help. You can't afford to give up these kinds of buckets.
And out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession. Thunder trailing by 11. Here's Ferguson. And the pass to Paul. It's rebounded by Memphis. Valanciunas has got 5 rebounds tonight. Brooks kicks to Crowder. Now here's Morant. Passes it to Valanciunas. And the dunk by Valanciunas.
I tell you, you allow Jonas Valanciunas space and he will throw it down. He's got the size and length to make it look easy.
Inside. And Noel throws it down.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. Paul with the steal. Gilgeous-Alexander with it. He's picked up by Brooks. Gilgeous-Alexander can't get it to go.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
Plenty of daylight on that shot. He's got 8.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Thunder trailing by 14. And here is Paul. Launches it. And Valanciunas pulls it down.
Boy, it's been a struggle in this quarter, and the team needs more from him. There's no doubt.
Brooks kicks to Morant. Six on the shot clock. Here's Valanciunas, and it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating.
And cutting into the lead with the big one-hand throwdown.
That's how you get your team back into it. Morant with it. Pass to Crowder. Shoots the 3. And again, it's Memphis with the 3. We've always been wowed by the athleticism in the NBA, but it seems to be becoming even more athletic. And certain guys get it done, Doris, in different ways.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of examples, Kev, of guys who don't have or are not blessed with incredible athleticism, but who have found a way to be successful. Nikola Jokic is a first-team NBA player who plays very much below the rim. And then you look at certain shooters who can affect the game. J.J. Redick. He is impossible to guard because he's one constant stream of movement. So, listen, if you have great skill for your position without athleticism, you can still find a way to have a job in this NBA.
Here's Clark. It's deflected, and they get it back. And they'll keep possession. Count that one.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Now, Gilgeous-Alexander. 11-point game his last outing. Muscala finds Schroeder. Rebounded by Jackson. Jackson's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Shoots it. And another basket for Memphis.
You know what? Didn't find a very good shot on that possession, but still able to get 2 points.
Gallinari outside. Nobody near Schroeder. Nice 4 for 7 from the floor with that shot.
That's fantastic shot making this quarter after struggling a bit in the first.
1:15 left to play here in the second quarter. Jackson against Schroeder. Jones, no one around him. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
from deep. Gallinari. No good on that one.
Well, that's just inconsistency from him, and it's happened all night, and it hasn't helped their cause.
Jones, the pass to Clark. The feed now to Jackson. Another shot. Jackson controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Grizzlies lead by 20.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Gallinari up top. He's covered by Anderson. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. The Thunder have shot just one free throw earlier, 1 for 1 in the game. That free throw good from Gallinari. Gallinari hits them both. 15 seconds left in the second quarter. Schroeder against Jones. And that's out of bounds. Memphis will retain possession. Pass to Jackson. Over Muscala. And Jackson with the basket on the assist from Jones. That's 12 points for Jaren Jackson.
And nice job taking what the defenders gave him. These guys need a gut check right now.
Well, simply stated, simply not enough effort, not enough attention to detail. They've gotten run over this evening.
And so it's Memphis, controlling the game and finishing the quarter with a 20-point lead. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. Jonas, you guys got off to a strong start. How important was it to set the tone early?
You know, we came out with a different energy. We said it's enough to struggle from the start. You know, we got to focus and play good starts.
That is where it all starts. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. It was Jaren Jackson Jr. setting the pace in the first quarter. He had 12 points, 4 block shots, and 1 assist. Kenny, what'd you think about the Grizzlies?
Well, we have to talk about the unbelievable job they've done rebounding the basketball. They've sent bodies flying to the boards on every possession. They've been a stronger, quicker, tougher team by a wide margin. And it's that dominance on the glass that's going to win them this game.
And now, Shaq, let's get your opinion on Oklahoma City.
Well, they're obviously facing a hot shooting team tonight. That combined with a lackluster effort on defense, recipe for disaster, Ernie. Without major improvements defensively, this game is OVA, over.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. So here's Gallinari. Chris Paul is out there with Gilgeous-Alexander. Then there's Nerlens Noel. Then there's Gallinari. And it's Ferguson in at the 3 spot. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. Here's Gallinari. Some solid defense there from Jackson.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
No good on the shot, and it's Oklahoma City the other way.
The Grizzlies have been a winning team for most of the last decade. Injuries snapped their playoff streak back in 18, but the silver lining, a top draft pick they used to select Jaren Jackson.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And in his rookie season, Jaren Jackson, the youngest player in the league, he seemed NBA ready.
And already he impacts the game on both ends of the floor. A ton of upside with this young man. He's already helping the Grizz win games.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, for the last 5 years, the Golden State Warriors have been the colossus that stood over the NBA. And there were thoughts that most teams were not willing to do things to be competitive, knowing that they could not beat the Splash Brothers, Draymond Green, and then Kevin Durant. But the Warriors lost to the Raptors in the finals last year, combined with the injuries to Durant and Klay Thompson, have opened things up. And for the first time in a long time, there are any number of teams in this league that believe it's their time.
Probably so. The West is strengthened, there's no doubt, D.A. Interesting matchups coming up for sure. Thank you. Paul kicks to Gilgeous-Alexander. Lets it go from deep, and Chris Paul gets the three. Paul's got 5.
And Paul has a beautiful stroke from deep. A gifted shooter who drains perimeter shots with consistency.
Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. Morant passes to Valanciunas, and he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
For Memphis, they have shot 67% from the line tonight, going 4-6.
And last season, 77% from the line. They could usually get the job done there.
And it's Paul penetrating. Well, we're now on the back end of what has been, Greg, an incredible career for Chris Paul. He's no longer the undisputed best point guard in the game, but still a top talent.
And Chris Paul might not be the best point guard, but any team would be happy to have him. His efficiency and playmaking aren't going away anytime soon. And even though he's never been an overly athletic player, that aspect of his game still is strong as ever.
Now here's Morant, defended by Paul. Just 4 to shoot. There's Jackson with the 3. And again, it's Memphis with the 3.
80% shooting to start the third, 4 for 5.
Now here's Paul. 7 points in the game. The dish to Noel. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Here's Brooks. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And you know what? Very close to a three-point play right there.
It's his first trip to the line. If you were coaching, Doris, and you could run your offense through any center in the game, and let's take guys that are playing right now because we can go back in history and the names are endless, but who would you run your offense through at that position?
Probably a guy that the casual NBA fan is not as knowledgeable about as they should be, Kevin, and that's Nikola Jokic. This is a young, early 20-year-old who may be the best passer out of the post position that we've seen in a generation. Jokic is a guy who can handle the ball from three-point territory. He can take it off the window and initiate your offense. They run him like a point center, and it's appropriate because he's unselfish and gifted as a passer.
Gifted, great word to use, you're right.
And we've seen him do that before. Batter a defense by just exploding to the basket.
Morant dishes to Valanciunas. Second shot opportunity, and the rejection by Noel. And now a fast break for the Thunder. Gallinari passes to Gilgeous-Alexander. He dishes it to Paul. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Paul outside from deep three-point range. It's rebounded by Memphis. Brooks right side. Jackson. Doris, basketball continues to gain in popularity around the world, doesn't it? It's amazing to me.
It does. Adam Silver, the commissioner, has said, I believe we can be the #1 spot in the world. Obviously, they'd have to overcome the soccer, and that's popularity. But think about this, Kevin, how inclusive a game basketball is. And the love spans across gender, race, ethnicity, religious affiliation. And the best part about the game of basketball is this, Kevin. When you're growing up and trying to get better, you need a ball, you need a hoop, and you need you, and you don't need anything else.
That is so well said.
those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D, just enough to keep him out of rhythm. Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
And there's the foul on Jay Crowder. That'll be his second foul of the game. The pass to Paul from deep. The Grizzlies pull it in. Jackson's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Here's Melton. To the middle. Here's Valanciunas. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Noel's got rebound number 17, if you can believe that. Beasley passes to Paul. Lets it go with a three. Buries the long-range jumper. Paul's got 10 points in just the second half.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
Pass to Valanciunas. And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
Well, Kevin, so much of the NBA is about pick-and-roll opportunities, and who better than Jonas Valanciunas to roll to the cup?
Paul for three. Rebounded by Valanciunas.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
And that one's good, Morant.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Pass to Noel. Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander, guarded by Valanciunas. Gilgeous-Alexander kicks to Paul. Just 5 on the clock. Pass to Beasley over Jackson. And it's Morant with the rebound.
Listen, that's a shot he can make, but obviously the defense okay letting him shoot it.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Greg, a new look roster for the Grizzlies. They got a lot more athletic this past summer.
John Moran and Brandon Clark, their first-round picks, two of the more explosive players in the draft. The Grizzlies last in the league in pace last season. They may have cause to accelerate that tempo this year.
Looking at who's out there now for the Thunder. Muscala, he's checked in for Nerlens Noel. Diallo comes in for Terrence Ferguson. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Gilgeous-Alexander. Clark dishes to Jones. Back to Clark. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. Melton, no good.
I mean, come on, jack that one in the face of some strong defense. You got to think twice about that next time.
And it's Schroeder missing.
Pressured that shot by getting a hand up just as good as a block.
And he did it without fouling, and that's become an art, changing shots without making contact.
Here's Diallo, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That's on Jaren Jackson.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there. Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half. Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
Takes the three. He can't get that one, so the Thunder will take it the other way. Paul passes to Beasley and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. And it's Memphis on the break. Anderson with the ball. Sinks it from just inside the baseline. He's got 10.
And this is why coaches talk about playing with pace. The scoreboard tells it all.
I think, Greg, this is what we call, quote, running a team off the floor. They have been fantastic in transition.
Ripped away. Fast break, here we go. Clark, the pass to Jones. Right side, Jackson. Rebound by Muscala. Oklahoma City's gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. Down low. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Ball finds Muscala. Schroeder outside. Shot clock at 5. Shot from the low block. And the rejection by Jackson. Anderson dishes to Jones. Back to Anderson. Outside for Jackson. Over to the wing. Paul with the steal. And the Thunder pushing it up now. A slam dunk by Diallo.
And it's no secret that Paul is an energetic defender, constantly swiping at the ball and ripping away steals.
Knocks it loose. Paul with the steal. And now a fast break for the Thunder. A slam dunk by Diallo.
And boy, he gets a great jump on the rest of the field there and just leaves them behind.
You love the awareness, the decisiveness. Great job there.
He's guarded by Schroeder. The pass to Jackson. No good that time. And for the Thunder, they're shooting only 31%. Their offense really struggling to put possessions together. Stolen by Anderson. We've got 1:55 left in the third quarter of the game. Kicks it to Jones. Passes to Anderson. Here's Clark. He's guarded by Diallo. Thunder shooting a pretty brutal 29% since the break. Paul passes to Baisley. Bucket is good. Baisley's got 10 points.
They are just killing them on the interior.
1:24 left in the third quarter. And that one's good by Clark.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of them.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over.
And no doubt, Coach wants them to shore up their interior defense.
I think right now they're giving up way too many easy looks. That is a recipe for disaster.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Gallinari's checked in. Caboclo, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. Out to the right wing. Paul kicks it over to Schroeder. It's tipped, but he recovers it. Paul outside, beyond the arc. Knocks down the three ball. 15 points in the game.
Well, I'm telling you, this guy is doing everything he can to get them where they want to be. He's been on a mission in this period.
Pass to Clark. 14 feet away. Drain for 2 points. Clark's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And I love that range there from Clark. At this point in his development, it's not as daunting as trying to be a consistent three-ball shooter.
Stolen. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
From the arc. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And so it's the Memphis Grizzlies riding high with a 23-point lead heading into the break. Their defense has been active and effective. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates, Greg. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. On the court for Memphis to start the fourth, they've got Brooks. Clark is out there with Kyle Anderson. Then it's Jones. The Thunder shooting just 33%, struggling to get good looks. Pass to Diallo. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got his third assist on the night. Memphis leading by 21. Jones looking for an opening. It's Brooks on the wing. Gallinari covering. A baseline J, and the shot goes down.
And when he gets in his head that he's going to get to the basket, very little you can do defensively.
And there's the call on Jones. That's his first foul. Hiring college basketball coaches has been kind of hit or miss, Doris. Why do you think that's so?
Well, obviously, coaching in college and coaching in the NBA are drastically different things. As a college coach, you've got to be concerned about the eligibility of your young men. You've got to be recruiting the next crop, even while you're coaching your current group and your current roster. In the NBA, you get to focus exclusively on coaching. You're not talking about recruiting. You're not having to deal with anything other than grown men who have a desire for greatness in the NBA. And I think so much of it doesn't necessarily mean success or failure, whether you come from college or not. Success in the NBA is a multifaceted proposition. So I don't necessarily define it as, oh, this guy came from college, this guy came from the European leagues, this guy has been an NBA assistant. So many things go into it, Kev.
Here's Clark, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
And this is where Clark's athleticism plays out. Catching the ball in motion there and then just going downhill.
Schroeder passes to Ferguson. Back to Schroeder. Gallinari left side. And the pass to Ferguson. Off target with his three. Memphis leading by 23. Clark dishes to Valanciunas. Back to Clark. Fires the three. And it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got rebound number 19 now. Incredible board work. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. We're seeing some great shooters with length. Tall players shooting from outside. That seems to be the rage right now. But when you look in your crystal ball, Doris, what might be the next player trend in the NBA?
So we saw the evolution of big men as three-point shooters. Men being able to enter the league as sort of back to the basket, consistent rebounding forces out of the post, now stepping away and becoming threats as face-up scorers. To me, one of the most intriguing young players in the league right now is Nikola Jokic. Here's a 7-foot guy who is a tremendous playmaker. His instinct is to pass more than it is to score. So you wonder, is that the next evolution of big men? And then the other thing, Kevin, you are starting to see offensive rebounding went away as a focal point of teams in the NBA. You are starting to see teams go back after the offensive glass. Does that continue?
Second chance is a big statistic, isn't it?
It is.
And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
Boy, Kevin, what a game it's been for Jonas Valanciunas. It hasn't mattered what the defense has thrown at him. He's continued to deliver on the offensive end.
Schroeder kicks to Gallinari. A three-pointer off the mark. And the Grizzlies leading by 21. Morant passes to Brooks. Thunder with the rebound. They host the 76ers after this game. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. That one goes in. 18 points for Gallinari.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
Now, how about the handles from the young fellow? Give Morant credit for taking the initiative and capitalizing.
Schroeder passes to Noel. Up top, Gilgeous-Alexander. The three. And it's Schroeder missing.
Got his hand out enough on that one to bother the three-point attempt. Great hustle on that one.
You know, we talk about this time and time again, trying to stay connected to shooters along the perimeter. Nicely done.
And here is Gilgeous-Alexander. Passes it to Noel. Schroeder outside. Traps in the tray.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it, Greg? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
Here's Morant. And the layup's good off the glass. Morant's got 4 points this quarter.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
Schroeder surveying the floor. Takes a three. The Grizzlies pull it in. Valanciunas and the Grizzlies leading by 22. Morant with it. Here's Clark. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. A lot of people look at that general manager position with the team. I think it grows with some organization, maybe shrinks in importance with others. But by and large, it is more stable than coaching, isn't it? That position of being a GM.
Yeah, and I think, Kevin, if you were to ask coaches, one of the things I've heard sort of thrown out there as an idea is when you list the head coach's record, why not list the GM's record as well? Because the reality is success in the NBA is contingent on so many things. What's your ownership like? What kind of front office personnel? Have they made great decisions? Do you have the best possible coaching comparative to the talent on your roster? So much contributes to winning, Kevin.
Both teams will make substitutions. Thunder have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Hall passes to Patton. Here's Nader, guarded by Jackson. Here's Nader. Clock at 6. Patton, the pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Caboclo, he's checked in for Jaren Jackson. Grizzlies have gone through the fourth quarter shooting 50%, 7 of 14. Pass to Watanabe. The rebound by Patton. Oklahoma City has gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Memphis leading by 23. Pass to Caboclo. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
You know, Greg, for the Thunder fans, hard to see their star power dwindle, but they got a lot in return.
Yeah, but the Thunder were capped out. They hadn't made it past the first round in 3 years. And in exchange for Paul George, they got one of the richest trade packages in league history.
Here's Burton. And it's Gilgeous-Alexander in the corner. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Well, a look at that 2018 Clippers draft pick and Gilgeous-Alexander. His incredible size at the point guard spot makes him one of the more intriguing players from that class.
Melton passes to Watanabe. Here's Melton. Lets the 3 fly. Hill left side. And there's the pass to Watanabe. Tries again. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. And last season with Gilgeous-Alexander, Greg, you could see what he was capable of with his length.
Well, it's just so difficult to slow up when he's running downhill at a defender. Already a plus defender in his offense coming along. He could be a scary figure at that point guard position.
Burton, the pass to Nader. To the inside, Patton. That one, no good. Nice D from Valanciunas. Feeds to Morant. Got a hand on it, and he's able to get it back. And it's good for 2.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around.
Jonas, do you have high hopes for the new draft lottery system to keep every team competitive to the very end of the season?
Well, one of the keys in implementing this new draft lottery system was to make sure that the bottom 3 teams were given equal opportunity to get that top draft choice. I think you did see it have some effect on play and teams trying to be competitive while understanding they're still going to have an opportunity to build their team through the draft. But here's the reality. The NBA has got to be under review constantly. There's a process in play. It's one of the most proactive leagues in the country in terms of always looking for little things to make sure their game is the best it can be.
Attention to detail. Well said.
Well, this has not been his finest hour, but give your teammates some credit for doing the job of stepping in.
And Noel kicks to Gallinari. No good on the 3.
I'll tell you, it's been a struggle for him in this period, and they're struggling as a result.
Here's Melton. Gilgeous-Alexander cover. Gallinari on the wing. Gallinari on the wing. Jacks up a 3. And that one is off.
And since halftime, he has just been ice cold. Just can't seem to get anything to go his way.
Down low. Here's Caboclo. Out left to the wing. Here's Melton. And the rejection by Noel.
This is a staple of his game. Nerlens Noel sends it back.
Gilgeous-Alexander can't get it to go. And here's Melton. He'll bring it up for the Grizzlies. A minute 42 left in the 4th quarter. Doris, here's something kind of interesting. There's been a lot of talk about moving the draft to after free agency. What would that look like?
Well, I think talent is always going to be at a premium. So I would think if there's a guy that's the absolute definitive #1 pick, he's going #1 regardless of roster construction. But the reality is it might help those teams who maybe if they know who's on the roster, it might change the kind of draft selection they would make. So it's an interesting supposition. We'll see if the NBA moves in that direction.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Grizzlies.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And a great team effort tonight, helped in large part with contributions, and the nice night it ended up being for Jaren Jackson.
And with the way he came out energized on the defensive end in particular, getting a hand on a lot of shots, that really got them rolling.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Here's Hill. Misses, and the dry spell continues.
Going for that shot in that situation is something that isn't going to help the offense.
And in a way, by taking that one, he's bailing out the defense. It's just too easy to stop.
Justin Patton.
Here's Melton.
Deontay Burton.
So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Jonas, you have a lot on you in terms of patrolling the paint. How do you think you're doing?
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it for the first.